Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And on this episode, why is it so bright? Ugh. Well, on this episode, we're gonna work on the F350, and we're gonna do two more easy, cheap, but well worth mods. One has something to do with the airflow, and one has something to do with the fuel flow. And we're gonna start right now. Alright, the first one, we're gonna change our filter from regular white 6637 filter from Riffraff to this Donaldson 6637 blue filter. These are both from Riffraff. This one's a little cheaper, 6637 blue filter. These are both from Riffraff. This one's a little cheaper. This one's a little bit more expensive, but this one flows a lot better. And supposedly you're gonna hear the turbo a lot better, and it's gonna perform a lot better. So let's swap this really quick. I actually washed this when I was doing all that stuff on the inside. When I was removing all that stuff, I actually washed this cover. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swap the cover from here to here, and we're gonna see how the filter looks inside. And that is done and ready to go. And the filter, and honestly the air filter is not too bad. I mean, I'm gonna keep this as a spare just in case. I think maybe I have 10,000 miles in it, and I haven't been going any off-roading, so it's not really that bad at all. And the sock actually helps quite a bit. When I washed the sock was pretty dirty, so it's good to probably wash a sock every, I don't know, 10,000 miles roughly. All right, so what's the fuel mod? The fuel mod, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this cover, and we're gonna get to the fuel bowl, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do there. Now that we did our testing, MPG testing, and I got 14.5, so now that we know that baseline, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do another little test. There's a little spring type of valve underneath the fuel filter. It's not really needed. Well, instead of me explaining, let me get Bill to explain it for you. He's the OG 7.3 OG on YouTube, Powerstroke help. So here's what he has to say.
One of the restrictions that I like to eliminate is located right inside of here. If you see, this has a spring inside of it, and what this is designed to do is that when you install the filter, it pushes this down so that you can't run the engine without a filter. Okay, well, anybody who would want to do that would be an idiot anyway. Since we're not idiots and we're not going to run our truck without a filter in it, we can go ahead and eliminate this bottleneck. So we remove these two number 20 Torx screws, and we pull the whole system out. Inside the tube here is a plunger with a spring. It depresses this so the fuel is allowed to enter. What we do is we just eliminate the whole damn thing. Just take it completely out of there. And, you know, it's not, and you see how much restriction there is there. The fuel can't flow through that as fast with it in there as without it.
All right, now that we know that we're not gonna be idiots and driving the truck without the fuel filter, we don't really need that. So let's go ahead and get that valve out, and I'm gonna do some more testing and see if it improves any MPGs. So I'm gonna drain the fuel bowl, get the thing out, put it back in, and then we're gonna do some more testing. Alright, so that was pretty easy. So we got two mods in, air and fuel mod. And now I'm gonna prime the truck for about 5 times. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's start wrapping. So I'm gonna drive my truck around for about 3 days or so, see what MPGs she gets, and then for fun I'm gonna do performance testing once again and see what numbers we get on that. Alright guys, now that I got my MPG testing out of the way, let's go do some performance testing. I think the next time I'll be doing any kind of MPG testing will be with probably a tuner or whatnot. So now we can have a little fun with performance and see if we're gonna get any improvement. 10 to 60, 30 to 70, and 50 to 70 pulls. Now we got the banjo bolts, we got the spring valve deleted inside the fuel bowl. So let's see if that, I don't know, improves anything on performance. Maybe a tiny bit it will. So let's find out. All right, first test is gonna be 10 to 60. All right, now let's do 30 to 70 pull in third gear. Now let's get to the freeway and do 50 to 70 in 5th and 6th gear. Here we go. Find out what PSI we get in a third gear pull. I think before I was cut it out around 23, 24. So let's see what we get. So yeah, it's pretty much about the same. 20, probably 23, maybe touching 24, so let's say 23. So it's pretty much the same. Let's get home and review the numbers and see what we got. Alright guys, so now that we got the performance testing done, MPGs done, we actually improved our MPGs by a tiny bit, 14.7. And then now that we have our bowl spring delete, and we upgraded our filter to the 6637 blue filter. Before we had white filter on all the tests. And here are the numbers that we got on 10 to 60. It improved a little bit. We got 10.47. Before it was 10.55. It improved quite a bit on 30 to 70, 11.54. Before it was 12.30. 50 to 70 remained the same, 6.40 on both. And then it got a little bit slower on 50 to 70 from 10.50 to 10.75. And I'm assuming it's because, just like before, we are giving her more more fuel than she can handle. I think we're probably flooding her a little bit with all the free fuel flowing mods. So she's getting all the air that she needs, and she's getting more fuel that she needs. And now the only thing that's really missing is actually a tuner, because we got all these mods that improve air, fuel, blah blah blah. Everything is good, no leaks. The exhaust is perfect. Everything is exiting out good, going in good, but she just can't handle it on stock tune. That's just my thought. Some of you guys agree in the comments, and I think that's probably what it is. Basically, all these mods, stock tune, we're actually making her a little bit slower, and probably MPGs are going to be a little bit less because we're kind of wasting fuel as well. Now, since I want to upgrade the tires to either 35s or 37s, and maybe even a KC turbo, I don't know yet, I still have to look into that. But if we do the either KC turbo or bigger tires to 35s or 37s, I'm gonna have to wait and be 100% sure on that to make sure, to be 100% sure on what tire size I'm getting for the, because when you get in the tune, you actually input that for the tuner settings. So the tune is going to be performing better for your truck setup. So yeah, I'm gonna have to probably redo the sheet a little bit so we have more room for mods to grow. So guys, that's what we have on the big girl. We improved a little bit on MPGs and improved a little bit on performance. So I would advise removing the spring in the bowl. I don't see why not. I mean, obviously none of us are gonna run the fuel bowl without a filter. I mean, you have to be really dumb to not put a fuel filter in there. But yeah, I mean, it's a simple little mod. Just remove the little spring, little valve thing, and you're good to go. Especially if you have a tuner and you need more fuel, then it's not going to be as restrictive. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and also hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.